And we're live. I'm probably going to regret calling this stream ASMR Gang because YouTube will find that word triggering. But, alas, hopefully we accumulate some viewership so that I might have someone to talk to other than myself. In the meantime, perhaps I shall find an article to read. And I shall find it on my Nintendo Switch. Where's an article? Here we go. Co-creator of Cuphead, Jared Moldenhauer, discusses the vibrant game's development. Hand-drawn and bold, Cuphead is coming to the Nintendo Switch system on April 18th. You can get ready to blast your way through Inkwell Isles by pre-purchasing the game using the link at the bottom of this article. If you'd like to learn more about the game, lead designer and co-creator of Cuphead, Jared Moldenhauer, recently sat down with us to tell us more about it. How would you describe Cuphead in your own words? Cuphead is an homage back to the arcade era, fast-paced, Twitch gaming kind of experience. Obviously, it has lots of reference points to games like Contra and Gunstar Heroes. Then, visually, we wanted to capture the aesthetics of our favorite childhood cartoons. It's a mix of old-school gaming and classic 2D animation. What was the inspiration behind making Cuphead? So we always wanted to make a game, but this wasn't the first time we had tried. Around the early 2000s, we were working on a similar type of game, but we could never get traction. We had a skeleton of the game and knew where we wanted to go with it. Time passed, and we reached a point where we were more established in life. We could sit down and put our best into it, which we weren't able to do before. We were like, let's give it one last shot. It also stems from games being our primary source of entertainment. What made you guys decide on the 1920s/1930s animated art style? That just happened to be our favorite style. There used to be VHS bins at the grocery stores, and I think Silly Symphonies was like 99 cents. Our parents just happened to buy them. I don't know why we gravitated to it, but for some reason they really spoke to us. We liked the silliness and vibrancy that was kind of further away from reality. Did the gameplay evolve from the art, or did the art evolve based on the gameplay? We started with the gameplay, and we were pretty confident we could utilize any type of art style. We just had to get the gameplay right. When it came down to choosing the visuals, we knew we wanted to do some form of traditional art style, but not necessarily hand-drawn animation. There were 100 different art styles that we tried at that time. Then we started thinking, what if it was exactly a cartoon? What would that look like? At what point did you guys decide you were going to do hand-drawn animations for the whole thing? Was there ever a point where you felt like maybe it was too risky? I think it was basically the minute Chad taught himself how to animate and we had a walk cycle done. When we saw it in motion, there was no turning back. As for fear, I think we were just too into it and too focused. We were like, we will get this done. It's probably way too much work. We know we're a little bit silly. It's such a crazy thing for your first game. We figured, if we love the visuals, there's got to be an audience for it. Make the best game that we can, because this could be the one and only game we ever make. So why not make it exactly what we want? What advice would you give someone looking for a career in the video game industry? Expect failure. That's really the best advice I could give. A lot of the time people think that their first idea is going to be the one that gets them through the door. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to be better at making the next game by learning from what you did during your first approach. Try to do smaller projects and see where it goes. Also, make something that you love. It's a long process, so if you're not truly into it, after a year, you're going to be breaking down and thinking, how do I finish a game that I never truly enjoyed? End of Article 1. Let's do another one. Nintendo News. You can swing into a new journey with Unravel 2, available today. When you're looking for adventure, it helps to see from a different perspective, or two. Dive into an immersive story filled with energy, exuberance, inspiration, and even monsters. Awaken the world around you and discover an unbreakable bond between friends. That was a little rough. And discover an unbreakable bond between friends. It was still a little shaky. Features: 2 Yarnies. Control 2 Yarnies, small creatures made from a single strand of yarn. On your own or with a friend. Use both Yarnies to solve tricky puzzles, get past daunting obstacles, and escape shadowy enemies. A world of wonders. The world looks different from a few centimeters off the ground. Navigate landscapes and complex urban environments inspired by real Scandinavian locations. Playful problem solving. Use your yarn as a lasso. Build magical bridges. Turn everyday objects into catapults, and more. Dangerous environments, electric shocks, hungry birds, and shadowy monsters wait ahead. And you'll have to use every skill you have to reach your goal. Heartfelt storytelling. Your job is to chase a mysterious spark that 2 young people dearly need, and your journey will take you deep into their most important memories. Explore the world, build the bond that holds them together, and escape the shadowy creatures that try to stop you. If you'd like to purchase or learn more about the game, please check out the link below. Article 2 over, I guess. Does someone find this relaxing, I wonder? Article 3, I guess. The Minute Team shares some insight into the creation of their unusual adventure. We recently asked the developers of Minute, Kitty Callis, Jen Willem Nyman, Yukio Kallio, and Dominic Johan, to talk about the inspiration behind their game. Here's what they had to say. Minute is a peculiar little adventure, played 60 seconds at a time. You journey outside the comfort of your home to help unusual folk uncover countless secrets and overcome dangerous foes, all in hopes of lifting a rather unfortunate curse that ends each day after just 1 minute. Minute started off as just a game jam and evolved so much from there. But if there's one word to describe Minute, it has to be minimalist. Minute's rule of thumb was no filler. Each and every puzzle is unique. You might think inspiration would run dry that way, but it's completely the opposite. Hello, Athena Fang. Thank you for tuning in. How have you been? I am just reading articles on my Switch in various voices. This kind of reminded me of the narrator of the Stanley Parable. I'm good. I'm glad. How are you? I'm also grand. Just a little exhausted, and a little loopy, and a little manic, and a little hyper, and a little happy. Sorry. Let's go back to the deep narrator voices. Minute started off as just a game jam and evolved so much from there. But if there's one word to describe Minute, it has to be minimalist. Minute's rule of thumb was no filler. Each and every puzzle is unique. You might think inspiration would run dry that way, but it's completely the opposite. It helps shine a light on the creative side. For example, an NPC, or non-playable character, is not just a character with a lively little animation. No. It's one line of dialogue that has to communicate personality, hints, jokes, etc. So it's all in the details. The inspiration behind the game, it's a lot, but mostly limitations. Everything from simple controls and a 60-second time limit to black and white art. With every screen, we wanted to do a little something special. And let's face it, hiding secrets is by far the funnest thing to do. Do you want me to keep reading? Besides that, we were inspired by cartoons and how every episode is often a different adventure with a short story. The result, a peculiar little... Keep reading, okay. The result, a peculiar little adventure game played 60 seconds at a time. No matter what direction you head in, there's always a different adventure waiting for you. An ancient turtle slowly talking about an ancient treasure, a secret temple hidden deep in the desert, and many more. In the end, it's pretty much the best excuse to go on an adventure and discover something you've never seen before. And then below there's an editor's note. Editor's note. A game jam is an event where people come together to create games in a very short amount of time. Game jams happen all over the world, so be on the lookout if you're interested in them. This news is distributed by Nintendo for our Nintendo account holders in the Americas. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's find another article. Nintendo. Indeed, I am reading Nintendo news articles because I don't have anything else to read on this. Well, I could be reading books, I guess, but... Or I could be reading my iPad or something, but the Switch was nearby, so I reached for my Nintendo Switch. What accent should we do? Toby Fox. Toby Fox, creator of Undertale, talks about his latest game, Deltarune. This article was posted previously. Here it is again, in case you missed it. Scottish. 'Cause I'm Scottish. LMAO. Let me think about that. I was doing Irish. That's not Irish. I was doing Irish at work a week ago. For St. Paddy's Day. Trying to think of all the things I said and how I said them. I'm going to transition into that character now, yeah. Toby Fox. It's hard. That's real hard, man. It kind of sounds Irish, don't it? Come and try a wee bit of crisps, why don't you? I'm trying to remember, but I'm having a hard time with it. Ooh, there we go. That kind of sounds like it, don't it? Kind of getting there. Toby Fox, creator of Undertale, talks about his latest game. It's hard. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you like that, do you? You're a dirty whore. Oh, yeah. Oh. This article was posted previously. Here it is again in case you missed it. It's not bad. Have you heard the news? So ridiculous sounding. Deltarune Chapter 1 is out for the Nintendo Switch, courtesy of 8.4. Well, that's new. Yeah. This is a free download, and you can grab it using the link at the end of this article, yeah? Now, if you haven't heard of it, Deltarune is the latest RPG adventure from Toby Fox, the creator of the hit RPG Undertale. You don't need to play Undertale first, but Undertale fans may appreciate certain aspects of Deltarune a bit more. This accent's a little weird. It's not perfect, but it'll do, yeah? Since the game is coming out soon, let's hear from the creator himself, Toby Fox. Spoiler warning for Chapter 1 of Deltarune. No spoilers! Okay, fine, we'll go. Oxenfree. Studio director Sean Krenkel tells us a little more about what inspired the story and characters of the game. What? I think you got a typo there, mate. Note, this interview contains light spoilers about the premise of Oxenfree. Heavy story spoilers have been avoided. This accent is terrible. Give me another one. And we scared off the second viewer, it appears. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you did for Oxenfree? Australian. Right, okay. Oxenfree. Well, it kind of sounds Australian, right? Studio director. Now you got to think about it and got to get more into the character. It's a certain kind of Australian, maybe, right? You've got to think about this. Right, so, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How is that? That's an Australian accent, sort of, right? It's just not the one you wanted. Because there's like so many different kinds, you know. I'm trying to remember how people like Hugh Jackman sound and who's the other people that kind of talk Australian, right? Hugh Jackman is one. Who's the others? Jim Jeffries, yeah. He's got an Australian accent. Hugh Jackman. Yeah, any Australian accent is fine. All right. Oxenfree. Studio director, Sean Krenkel, tells us a little bit more. It's really hard to keep that voice, keep that accent going. I'm Sean Krenkel, and here we observe the wild peacock in its natural habitat. Crikey. Need to find a different article to read, I guess. Let's see how. Got the art director of Bastion, Gen Z. That's a funny name, isn't it? Gen Z. Discusses games, art, and staying tenacious. Right, I feel like I can't keep it consistent. For those who don't know, can you explain what your role as art director entails? I feel like I'm going like weird British or something. Well, my role, I'm here in the outback looking at kangaroos. My role as art director at Supergiant Games has changed quite a bit over the course of the last 9 years. Way back in 2010, when we were working on Bastion out of Amir's dad's living room, I was the only in-house artist. I was in charge of making as much art as we needed, which included concepts, environments, assets, cinematic illustrations, map creation, marketing art, you name it. Well, I think your little phrase there kind of helped me get in the character better. I'm here in the outback, drawing some kangaroos on my canvas. Well, since then, my role's expanded to include the management of the 4 incredible artists we've hired over the years. Now I'm going into the British thing again. And contracting a handful more. In a nutshell,
What does sheep give us? Wool. Yeah. It's very good, mate. Did you figure that out yourself? You're not too bright, are you? I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. What do fat cows give us? Homework! Good one. I see it was just a setup for a joke now. I'll take back everything I said. Can you forgive me? Could you ever forgive me? I'm not the sharpest. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop rolling. When they hit the ground rolling. Do like a intense, like metal, thrashy metal version, like. It's a cold place, and they say it gets colder. If you think it won't, now wait till you get older. Kind of like that. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. That's hard. That hurts. Or the Louis Armstrong voice I just did. Batman, I'm not wearing hockey pads. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Alfred. Excuse me. Sorry. She was looking kinda dumb with a finger and her thumb. I was trying to do Louis Armstrong, but it didn't work. Who else could we sing that like? Excuse me. Hey, do you like mukbang? Like watching or listening to people eat for the ASMRs since Loki? I don't remember how Loki sounds. I think you asked me to do Loki last time, or one of the other times too. And I still haven't really looked it up. I am a god, you dull creature. Is that how he sounds? Watching, especially. Oh, okay. But do you have to see the person's face, or can you just see the food and hear the sound off camera? Camera. Camera. Do I say that word weird? Camera. Oh, I am a god. Yeah, that's his accent, right? What else does he say? I haven't seen that movie in a while. Food and sound. Nice. I think I could do that for you. 'Cause I need something to eat. And I could like put the food on the camera and like eat it slightly off camera, you know what I mean? Alright, back into an ASMR-ish voice because we have a second viewer in our midst. Hello, second viewer. Hopefully you have not already been scared off by the wackiness. Ooh, spooky. I was just reading articles on my Nintendo Switch in various accents and characters and voices. Let me continue with that. Art director of Bastion, Gen Z, discusses games, art, and staying tenacious. For those who don't know, can you explain what your role as art director entails? My role as art director at Supergiant Games has changed quite a bit over the course of the last 9 years. Way back in 2010,
when we were working on Bastion out of Amir's dad's living room, I was the only in-house artist. I was in charge of making as much art as we needed, which included concepts, environments, assets, cinematic illustrations, map creation, marketing art, you name it. Since then, my role has expanded to include the management of the 4 incredible artists we have hired over the years, and contracting with a handful more. In a nutshell, so there's this 7'2" kid, and I'm only up to his kneecaps. Whoa. How tall are you again? I don't remember. In a nutshell, my job is to provide the rough framework from which our artists can synthesize gameplay, design, and creative problems, while also expressing their own creative preoccupations. So much about what makes our work shine is seeing their diversity of interests expressed within the same creative framework. Really, you're 6'2"? How did you first become interested in art? At what point did you start to steer towards doing art for video games? I think I've always been into art. I grew up doodling, and am lucky enough to have a mother who is artistic herself. My parents always brought our family to the museums, and though I wasn't much into TV, got to study after all. When I visited family in Hong Kong, I remember watching anime like Dragon Ball, Saint Seiya, Sailor Moon, Tenchi Muyo, and loving how incredible and over-the-top the art and the worlds were. I was very attracted to the creativity of expression and fantastical world-building in anime, but also very into the lush and beautiful paintings of artists like Lawrence Alma Tadema or John William Waterhouse, which seemed to bring incredible fantasy worlds toward reality in much the same way the interactive nature of video games immerses you. My older brother and cousins introduced me to video games at a young age. I had played and been exposed to many by the fated day in 1996, when I was reading an article in an old gaming magazine. It was about a soon-to-be-released game called Final Fantasy VII, and included big printouts of some of the characters. It was like a lightning zap to my brains. In that moment, I had the shocking realization that art could be a career. Where did you draw your inspiration from when working on Bastion? What was the most challenging part? My first assignment with Supergiant was creating the tile set for the Bastion itself. I remember playing the prototype of the game, reading the creative pitch for the Bastion, and being immediately fired up to fill the art gap with all my collective inspirations from old school, top-down, and isometric JRPGs. I liked to think of it as my take on what those RPGs might look or feel like if they had the technical means and fidelity that's available to us now. Narrate the Firefighter 451 because you sound like the narrator. You mean Fahrenheit 451? I sound like the narrator for like a version of that story you've heard before? Hey, second and third viewer, hello. Thank you for tuning in. How have you been? Thank you for the like. That was me, blowing a kiss. Narrate for Fahrenheit 451. Yes. I have that book somewhere. I guess I could read it. LOL. What? Ooh. Ninja Videos. Hello, Ninja Videos. I don't believe we've met. Hey, we have a second like. Thank you very much for the like. 2 likes, 2 kisses. Let's keep it going.
lost my place in an article. Production was super gut-driven, since we were basically a skeleton crew, working like crazy to finish the game. I was given some rough creative and design guidance, but the rest was the wild and exciting process of fitting subjects, patterns, colors, and ideas I like into spaces where they would make sense. Ultimately, the greatest challenge of working in such a small and fast-paced setting means you end up leaving a lot of your ideas unrealized. We are proud to make games that we consider complete experientially, though that doesn't mean we aren't sad about cutting the farming simulator subsystem from the Bastion. What? That sounds awesome. I wish that was in the game too. Does art style evolve from gameplay discussions, or is it the aesthetic that drives development? Generally, art follows design at our studio, though I think it'd be more descriptive to say we are a tone and broad concept-driven studio. Each of our games has had a completely different approach to pre-production. However, we've found success in establishing broad goals around tone, genre, and story. Creativity without constraints is a nightmare, so I love being reined in by a set of requirements and context. We've been able to try slightly new art styles and approaches that are in service to each of our games' tone and gameplay. That's kept my job very fresh. Any advice for people who want to learn more about art or design? How about advice for folks who are looking into a career in video game art? Good or bad, never give up, never surrender. Keep playing games. Continue making the art that brings you joy, whether it becomes a career now, later, or never. Be willing to take a different route toward your goals and maintain a positive outlook. Share your work online and always be ready to catch an opportunity that comes your way. There are so many artists out there, so it's more necessary than ever to market yourself. Keep 2 portfolios, one with your professional work and one with your personal. Lastly, you will never be completely satisfied with your own work. Some of that is healthy, but don't let it paralyze you either. The end. This news was distributed by Nintendo for our Nintendo account holders in the Americas. Viewer discretion is advised. It sounds like that voice, kinda, you know. What other things should we read? What other voices should we do? Do you want me to continue reading, or do you want me to do mukbang, or do you want me to try to sleep? I don't know. And we have a third viewer, yet again. Let's read this article, I guess. Classic Final Fantasy games are now available for pre-purchase. Mukbang. Be ready for launch by preloading. Learn more. Whether you're revisiting a long-time favorite or experiencing these RPGs for the very first time, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X/X-2, and Final Fantasy XII contain some of the most iconic characters and stories to ever be released on any video game system. Now, for the first time ever, they will be coming to the Nintendo Switch system soon. Key features for Final Fantasy XII include high-definition graphics, original and remastered soundtracks, and a new trial mode. Let's stop with that right now. Link's Awakening. We scared somebody off? Man. I'm sorry. Why is it so warm in here? Is anybody else warm? I'm starting to sweat. What time is it anyways? It's already 11:37. Just like that one episode of The Twilight Zone. Is anyone awake out there? I'm kind of amazed that I'm still awake. Yes. Oh. I guess Athena is the one who left. Oh, second viewer returns. Interesting. Oh, second viewer leaves again. I don't know if I would regret eating or not. I'm kinda hungry. But mostly I'm sleepy. Hey, we have a second viewer again. And what you gonna eat? I don't know. I was thinking about cold cereal or hot cereal or scrambled eggs or some combination. Oh, or a peanut butter sandwich. That sounded good too. Never really decided what I should eat because I don't know if I should eat. Oh, it got dark. I'm sorry for turning the lights out. And I'm sorry for being dead silent. And I'm sorry for not doing mukbang yet. I may still decide to get out of bed and make a snack. The silent is a trigger. Is it? Is the silence a trigger? Oh. Why the O, Athena? I thought you left. Cause you are T. Huh? The silent is a trigger. Just thought you did mukbang already. Oh, no. I still haven't gotten out of bed. Whoa. What, do you like my sultry voice? I guess that's one word for it. Or smoldering. Maybe smoldering would be a good word. My smoldering voice. Deep and raspy voices take 'em all. Tasput. What? Raspy. Deep and raspy voices take 'em all. That's good to know. Hello, third viewer. Thank you for tuning in. How have you been? In this channel, the people sleep to ASMR artist. I only have a thing for veins and muscles to where I buy 3D roadmaps to touch. Ooh, nice. looks like someone left again. Ooh, my stomach's starting to growl. Eat something. Okay, I guess. Hopefully my phone battery survives. I'm going to try to keep it dark, because I don't want to reveal my face anytime soon. Ow. And a second viewer returns. Just do it. Oh my god. Just do it. Pardon me, but I must pee. I wonder if pee sounds could be an ASMR trigger. I'm a Sitzpinkler right now, though. I'm sitting down because it's quieter and more comfortable and less messy. That did not come out the way I intended it to. I was trying to reference Liar Liar. Y'all ever seen Liar Liar with Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey has always been my favorite actor. And in the bloopers for Liar Liar, he's standing up. He's a lawyer in that movie. He's standing at the defense, or the defendant side of the counsel, in a courtroom. And he's pouring water to refill his glass. And he's doing it slowly so that it sounds like urinating. And he's hiding the picture from the camera. So he pours all his water and he looks up in relief and he goes, ah. It was a funny little gag. I guess you just had to be there. Man, it's cold in here, but it's hot in my room. Weird. Alright, I'm gonna set my phone right here. Then we'll turn on a light. Woo! Gotta turn my phone brightness back up. There we go, now I can see. This might work out perfectly. So, something crunchy like cereal would be good for mukbang, or potato chips with my peanut butter sandwich. Vote now. Should we do peanut butter sandwich with chips? Or should we do breakfast cereal with or without scrambled eggs? Drum roll. Oh yeah, I forgot I turned that coffee on. Wonder if it's still warm. Oh, the coffee is hot. When you learn a riff and put it in everything. Cereal. Wait, what? What do you mean learn a riff and put it in everything? What riff? What riff? Oh. Everything. Oh, you want to hear both? Oh, that's an interesting idea. peanut butter sandwich with the potato chips and the cereal. Alrighty then. Here, you see my bowl. Ta-da! And here, you see me prop up my phone on top of a Kleenex box. Pianist reference. Ah, I see. Here, you see me prop my phone on top of a Kleenex box, so that we might get more height. Yes, this is working superbly so far. Right. Let's take down the cereal out of the cupboard, okay? Yes. And here you see. Hang on. We have Reese's Puffs. Whoopsie. And we have Honey Nut Cheerios. I don't know why I'm doing that weird Kermity voice, but let's start with a bit of Honey Nut Cheerios. Cheerio. Misses the bowl. Do you not? There we go. That's me. I was just trying to show you all the boxes. I didn't open them yet, gosh. Now that is cereal. And I'm going to pour me a bit of coffee. Not that I need it. But why not? I should have gone to bed 2.5 hours ago, but here we are. This is the bowl. Oh yes, and there's root beer in the fridge as well. But that would not be good with this. Okay, so we got the Honey Nut Cheerios. Do we have anything that would be good with it? No. Excuse me, I must note my blow. Are you enjoying it so far? Phone drop in cereal. Yeah, that's probably going to happen. Just wait. Maybe I should tie my hair up so that it doesn't get in my food. Ah, can you hear it all right? Prediction. Oh, this coffee is so good with it. Hopefully the coffee doesn't keep me up even longer, though. I should be asleep in an hour or two, maybe. I have never eaten like this before. By which I mean, with a camera halfway between my mouth and the bowl. And an audience. You see that? Oh. Oh. Eating cereal with The Rock. Roleplay for 21 and up. How does The Rock even sound? Trying to remember his song from Moana. I guess I should say you're welcome. I don't remember the melody. I haven't even seen the movie, so. Smoke.
The smoker voice. You forgot to file your paperwork, Wazowski. I heard animals in there, Ventura. I heard them again this morning.
Holy. What? I have to leave. Good night. Sweetest dreaming, whether wake or sleep. Nighty night. That voice? Was it like accurate or something? The Monsters Inc. one? You forgot? Nah, it wasn't that accurate. Just shook a lot a little. Was it like creepy?
You forgot to file your paperwork.
Like if she became the villain for Monsters Inc. 3? No. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Mark Hamill's Joker a little bit too. One, because she never got a raise. It'll be hard to lift her up. Look at how heavy she is. So that was the Honey Nut Cheerios. Cheerio. Cheerio. And here, my dear, is the Reese's Puffs. Oh, yes. Message redacted. What? Okay. Wow, that was... Wow. Wait, what? I already forgot. Oh, the not getting her a raise because she would be impossible to lift. Her insult. Oh, man. Can I stop eating under a camera now? Oh no! You tricked me. Now I'm trying to find my face. If you know how to use Photoshop, you might have a chance of reconstructing my real face. Why does he look like the Silver Surfer? It's my boyfriend. Why does he look like the Silver Surfer? You got the surfer part right. Look at his hair. Oh, I can. I can do great Photoshop off of memory. Memory, all alone in the moonlight. I think that might have been enough cereal. Think I'll do a peanut butter sandwich now. Of some kind. Woo!
Excuse me.
Peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. Can you really see my face through this? It's my whole body! I'm about to have to go. Warped body. Indeed. Yeah. Excuse me. Don't be surprised if I ended the stream abruptly.
Oh, okay.
But you should call me on Discord, or at least message me so I can call you. Like you always wanted. Have a good night, if so. You too, mademoiselle. I did, LMAO. What, you messaged me on there recently? I responded. Last I looked. That's all I was doing when I said on Discord. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I responded to.